What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sisters Uncensored. I'm Jess.
I'm Ashley. Welcome back.
Today we're going to talk about our party life back in the day.
Ugh.
All the bad things we did.
I feel hungover just thinking about it.
I know, it's true.
It's fine. It's fine. No big deal.
So, we were big partiers, and I think it's part of the reason why Lindsay got pregnant.
I think it's part of the reason Lindsay got pregnant. There's two other people to blame for that.
Yes, this is true.
Anyway.
So, where do we start? When we were young, we lived in this town that had like miles of fields and woods. And so the majority of our party life took place in those woods.
That's true.
Yeah.
You would have like bonfires at different spots in the woods, and they all had names.
Yes.
It's like Titus's.
Yeah.
What was the other one? CeeLo.
The Sandlot, the Sand Pit.
Yeah.
Savio.
Savio.
Yeah.
I said CeeLo.
And there was like the one off Canister, like the reservoir. What did they call it? I can't think of the name. It was like the people who monitored the woods. They used to call it their place. Like whoever, it was like the woods cops. I don't know.
I don't even remember that one. But either way, it was a lot of woods. So we would have like bonfires, and you could have bonfires where there were like 10 people, or you could have bonfires where there were like 300 people.
Yep.
Like that's how it was.
Yeah.
And you had to just be careful coming out.
Yeah. So we used to drive, like we all had 4-wheel drive vehicles, and we used to drive back into the woods. And I remember I had it was like a baby blue Geo Tracker with a white top and a butterfly sticker on the back.
It was a total Barbie car.
It was a total Barbie car. And we would drive this thing into the woods to party. I took that thing to freaking Washington Heights to buy cocaine. I cannot even. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Okay, wait a second. To give some perspective, Jess was a senior in high school when I was a freshman. So Jess would drive me to school. I'll never forget on 420, we were driving to school, and you're like, we have to pick up so-and-so. And I'm like, why are we picking someone up? Like, okay. So we go and we pick somebody up. And the next thing I know, this little Geo Tracker, if you don't know what it is, Google it. Okay? Google Barbie Blue Geo Tracker. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Is that even a car? That thing was hotboxed to the nines. We pulled into school and I was like, what is happening? Like, what's going on? I didn't smoke pot because I just didn't. I was afraid.
Not at that point.
Well, not when I was a freshman.
No.
But yeah, you used to take that thing back into the woods. I remember the first time that you brought me back into the woods in that thing, and you told me, I was like 14, and you were like, you want to come out with me and my friends? Like, let's go and hang out. I'm going to the woods. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, sure. I don't know. Cool. You want to hang out with me? Great. Let's do it.
Oh my God.
We go into the woods. We're sitting around a bonfire. There's probably 15 people there. Mm-hmm. Your friends were super sketch. I'm sorry. They were.
Yeah.
There were like these 18-year-old boys who were like giving me beer, and I'm like, am I allowed to drink this? Are you going to tell on me after I drink this? Like, I didn't know if it was a trap. I didn't know what was happening.
It could have been.
I know, it could have gone either way depending on what you fucking felt like that day. But either way, I remember going back there and like one of your friends like had his arm around me, and I'm like, bro, you're like 30. And I'm like, he wasn't. He was like 17, 18, but I was 14, and he's like giving me beer. And the next thing I know, you're like, run. And I'm like, what? And we go booking it into the woods. You're like, the cops are coming. I'm like, we're not supposed to run from the police.
Right.
I didn't know. But the next thing you know, we're running in through the woods to escape the police. We had to walk all the way home and had to go back the next day to pick up the tracker.
And I never got like a ticket or anything.
No.
I don't know how that didn't happen, because they like knew where we parked all our cars.
Your car was there. It was at the fire pit.
I know.
I don't know how that happened either.
One time we were there, and my best friend, when we were growing up, she like, I don't know, she could drink. Like, I wasn't a big drinker in high school. I wanted to be the girl that drank, but I really couldn't drink. That's why I did drugs, was because
you were a cocaine queen.
I could not drink. Like, I would puke every time. So like, I was the Zima girl if we went to parties. And
That's
all my
hilarious.
friends are pounding like natty ices and like drinking all this cool beer. And I was like, oh, I wish I could drink
Natty
beer.
Ice,
Oh,
these
yeah.
cool beers.
Well, yeah, at the time, I mean, I thought it was cool. Now, my God, you couldn't pay me to
That's
drink
funny.
something like that. But anyway, so we're at this party and Jess, she's like hammer-faced. She trips over like a piece of wood or some shit that was like on the ground near the fire pit, smashes her face on one of the like rocks that was like surrounding
That's
the
like a
fire,
burn.
and literally burnt her face.
I was gonna say that's like a burn on your face.
I was like, we're gonna be in so much trouble because her face is definitely fucked up from this. So then I remember, however, like we left that party, we went down to the deli that was at the bottom of the road, and remember they used to have like a Little Caesars pizzeria in there.
oh my God, yeah.
And Jess is so wasted that she's like drinking the soda out of the spouts from
tap?
like behind the restaurant. Like she's got her face like doing keg stands with the soda. I was like, what is happening right now? And how are we not in so
Oh my
much trouble?
God.
I don't even know.
Jesus.
Well, so many things used to happen in those woods. Mark had a lot of fun in those woods.
Yeah. So
He was
Mark,
such an idiot. We
Listen.
were so smart. We never, like, of all the dumb shit we did, how many times we were back in those woods partying, we
Never got caught.
Never got in trouble
never
once.
got caught.
Nothing.
Mark was that kid.
One time, I swear to God, that idiot went back there. Fucking DWI.
For anybody just tuning in, Mark is our little brother. Ugh. Yeah, and he was the kid who got caught. We never got caught.
Never.
We would go in egg houses, not get caught. Mark threw one egg at a car, picked up by the police. Like we're like, what the
can't.
hell? He was like 12.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I don't know. I wouldn't do anything risky with him. Don't break any laws with him.
I feel like those early years of partying in the woods, those like set us up for like what was to come. Like we did a lot of fun shit back in the day. I mean, nightclubs. We were definitely underage in nightclubs.
Like the days of like facades.
Oh my God, yeah, dancing on like the fish tank.
Oh my God. We got thrown out a lot.
Thrown out of places.
All the time.
I still get thrown out of places.
I believe that. No part of me is surprised by that.
We get thrown out of restaurants for being too drunk and loud. Not me,
No,
per
not
se,
you.
but my friends. It happens.
I mean, I guess I don't
Sometimes
go out.
they just randomly fall asleep. We'll be at like we were at a gala
Geeks.
one time. Oh my God. We were at a gala one time and everyone always thinks we're the same person. Me and my best friend, they think like we look so much alike. So we're
do.
at this like fancy bougie like food and wine festival at Crystal Springs, and someone comes up and taps my husband on the shoulder. She's like, "Sir, you need to go. Your wife is asleep." And he's like, "My wife's right here dancing. Like, what are you talking about?" And he was like, not my wife, but I know
whose husband that is.
So,
Or whose wife that is.
Things happen. People fall asleep.
It's still kind of
No.
surprising that like you'd get thrown out of someplace in Sussex County. I think that's impressive.
Thanks. I know.
You're welcome.
I feel like it's like I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I'm like we work hard and play hard, so it's fine.
So we've been getting thrown out of places though since I was like 17, 18.
Oh my gosh. So wait, remember the George Thorogood concert?
I think that was the first time I was thrown out. And it was for underage drinking.
Of course.
It was, okay, so everybody we're with, it was us and our your husband now, but my boyfriend at the time from
Yep.
high school.
I don't think we were married at the time.
No, you weren't, definitely not. But the four of us went, and we go to the door, and everybody else is 21 but me. I was like 20. And they put a bracelet on me, and you're like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's like not a big deal. We walk in, we go straight to the bathroom. You rip the bracelet right off my arm, and she gives me her ID. Like, you give me your driver's license. You're like, if anybody asks, just give them this and tell them you're me.
Because we look so much alike.
We don't look any. First of all, Jessica has blonde hair, blue eyes. I had long, dark, curly brown hair
Yes.
with like green eyes, hazel eyes.
Yeah.
Like, she's pale, I'm browner. Like it was like the weird. Like this was not a well
We just
executed
assumed people
plan.
were idiots.
We just assumed that like just give them something. Who cares? They'll
Or
look
that
the
they
other
really
way.
wouldn't give a crap. But that place was like,
They did not fucking play. Okay, so literally we walk out of the bathroom. We're out for 2 seconds. The guys were just grabbing drinks. We go right to them. They hand us each a drink. Well, I take somebody's drink, and I took one sip. And that bouncer was on my ass instantly. Took the drink right out of my hand. Was like, you out. And I'm like, wait, here's my ID. And he looks at it and he's like, honey, this is not you. I was like, yes, it is.
No, you know what happened? He was like, that's not you. That's her. Now you're both
Now you're both out. You're right.
And he tossed me too. So then we had to both leave.
Meanwhile, the guy stayed in the fucking place and watched the entire show.
Yeah. And we had to go sit in the parking lot with mankind.
Oh, okay. So wait, that just when, things can't get any worse. Jess comes out with me, gives me her keys to her car. I'm sitting in the car on the phone. Mind you, I'm half in the bag. I drank more on my way to that club than I did in the club.
True.
And I got thrown out instantly. I wasn't even being messy or anything, but whatever.
No.
So I'm waiting in the car. She ran back in.
I think I was still trying to negotiate to get us back in.
I'm
sure. It was not happening.
It wasn't happening. But by the
it was freezing.
Yeah. By the time she comes back out, I went to get out of the car and I had the car running. And I went to get out of the car and I closed the door and lock the keys in the car with the car running. Now we're sitting in a freezing cold fucking parking lot. While our boyfriends are inside watching the show, without a care in the world, just living their best life.
Didn't check on us.
Didn't
nothing.
give a shit.
They were like, the girls got kicked out. Bye.
Bye. We were like, okay, cool. So we had to call AAA or somebody to come.
That's it. We waited an hour.
Long over an hour.
It was cold.
It was well over an hour because the show wrapped and they left. And we were still waiting in the parking lot for the guy to show up. Sure enough, this guy shows up. No, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was he looked like the guy from Deliverance.
Yes.
The wee guy.
Like a pig. Yeah.
He looked like mankind.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're going to die.
Yeah.
We're just going to die.
I remember his handprint on on the window of the back of the car as he was trying to jack the thing to get the lock open or whatever.
Creepy.
And I was like, we're gonna get murdered. We were in Sayreville or some random part of
South
South
Jersey.
Roseland.
I think it was Roseland Ballroom. I'm not even kidding.
No, that would have been in the city. This was definitely. I think we were at what's the one in Sayreville? Oh, I can't even. I was just fucking there.
Club Abyss?
Nope. What the hell is it called?
I don't think so. Who cares?
Starland Ballroom.
Starland. Yeah, Starland.
Starland Ballroom. That's where we were. Yes.
I was thinking Roseland.
Oh my God. Yeah, but that guy came and he let us out and they watched the whole freaking show without us.
The whole show.
I think after that we were like, we're not taking you to concerts anymore.
You guys can't come with us.
Dicks. And we're going places where it's bigger crowds so that no one can notice that you're underage drinking. And I think that's
where nobody cared.
Where we decided to take on PNC and Randall's Island and do Warped Tours and bigger shows.
And at that point too, Dad had made us fake IDs.
Correct.
Well, he made me a fake ID.
Yes, you and Lindsay both got fake IDs. Mm-hmm. Because you guys went on a trip with Dad to Miami. And Dad wanted to go out and party and needed you guys to either be able to come in with him or whatever. Yeah, so he made you fake IDs.
Yeah, that was actually dope. I'm not going to lie.
He was awesome.
He was the coolest.
Me a fake ID.
He was the coolest. He laminated it and everything.
Oh my God. And it worked?
It worked.
You never had any trouble? This was before they did the scan.
There was no scanning. Yeah.
It was looks
don't
legit.
recall
Have
what
fun.
It looked
You're
like.
with that guy. He's obviously old. Have a good time.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. No, he actually let me and Lindsay go out, just the two of us, on the streets of Miami. She was 17. I was 16.
Oh my
God. I couldn't even drive.
Oh my God.
All right? I wasn't allowed to drive a fucking car. And he let us go. All right, have fun.
Where did you go? To Mango's?
No, we did not go to Mango's. That's so funny. He
fucking love Mango's.
Tells that story to this day where it's you gotta go to Mango's when you go to Miami.
I think it closed down. I don't even think it's open anymore.
What the fuck is Mango's? I'm not going there. He's so funny. Mango's. Mango's. It's so good.
I love Mango's. Oh my God.
Oh my God. But no, yeah, we went and just hit up random bars that we found. It's a miracle we weren't raped or taken or anything like that.
Especially
because we were children.
Right. Oh my God.
Okay.
I think about it now and 16, you weren't that much older than my daughter is right now.
No.
The thought of her cruising Miami by herself, I would not.
Could you imagine?
Never in a million years would I ever even think for a moment that was slightly acceptable.
Haley's 21, and I don't think I would be you can go out in Miami. You should probably Like, you need more than just one buddy for this buddy system. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But we ended up getting served, which was amazing. Maybe like 3 drinks later, we made our way back to the hotel. Dad was in the hotel room, I think with Mark. And we didn't even have our key. And we just started like knocking on the door.
God.
He opens it up. We literally just fell in, piss drunk. Piss drunk. He was like, what happened?
good.
We're like, what'd you think was going to happen? Like, you gave us a fake ID and sent us out to the streets of Miami. This is your best case scenario.
Oh my God.
But we didn't get kicked out.
That's good.
So that was good.
That is good. I'm trying to think if we ever got kicked out of anywhere else. We got kicked out of Bar A during Courtney's bachelorette party.
We did, because that was another thing. We were in there for 5 minutes.
Why?
Well, we pre-gamed at the house that we were at, and we got pretty pre-gamed.
Was that my fault that we got kicked out?
Yeah.
It was. It was try to fight someone, probably,
Yeah,
right?
you did, yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
So we walked in, we were in there for 5 minutes, and I don't know, just heard somebody say something and just like, you were so fiery. You were just so fiery at that age. If anybody said anything, I think because like, I don't know, we were always little guys, so it was like you had to be fucking crazy.
Yeah, like if a girl wanted to fight me, I had to just be loud and like pretend like I could. Well, I didn't even have to pretend, because like in my mind I was like, I will eat your fucking throat. Like I don't care.
Yep.
So like I just had this. I still do. Like I don't give a fuck. Come at me, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do.
But you would pick a lot of fights. You would
I would
assume that
never
somebody was getting
now.
mouthy with you or something, and just not even stop and like be like, wait, what? Did you just say something to me? You would just pop the fuck off. We were in Bar A for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And literally the bouncer is carrying you out. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
okay, I guess this is what we're doing.
I don't even remember that.
Cool,
It's
cool,
terrible.
Cool.
I try not to be that way now as a grown up. I feel like I've learned from these crazy times where like I'm not trying to fight anyone. If people try to fight with me now,
There's also
I'm like,
a lot
stop.
less variables, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, and like there's much severe consequences now. Like I have children and a home and
You're not
family.
snorting lines off the back of a toilet seat in
That's also
fucking
true.
facades.
Yes, this is true.
There's that.
Yeah, very true. Very
I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah, there are no drugs.
Yeah, there's no drugs.
No drugs. No
Drinking
drugs.
is like, I mean, minimal. No,
I was pretty hammered up on St. Patrick's Day.
were you?
Yes.
I wasn't.
No, like this past St. Patrick's Day when
like the
Sunday.
real St. Patrick's
Yeah,
Day.
yeah. Thank God though, like when we were doing all this shit, there weren't cell phones like there are today. Can you imagine if they
No.
if there were photographs of all this stuff?
You
I
know
think
what's so
back
funny?
to some of the pictures that are like that I recall being on my MySpace that I pray to God is like deleted now, because that was like back when we were like big going into clubs and stuff. Like there's pictures of me in a bathroom stall peeing. I'm like, who
Nice.
took that one? And what like part of my brain decided it was going to be a good idea to post that on the internet?
What'd
like
you post it on?
MySpace.
You're such a weirdo.
Was
Oh my God.
why? Terrible idea.
That's actually hilarious.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what
I pray
though.
that never resurfaces.
I
ever.
have a roll of actual film that is not developed.
Okay.
And I don't know what's on it. I just know it's from like late teens, early 20s. I've never developed it. I'm like saving it for
Can
a
you
rainy
even
day.
get film developed anymore? Is that a dumb question? I guess you must.
guess so,
You
right?
probably have to be able to.
I don't know. You have to like mail it somewhere or something?
I have no idea. Everything's digital. You just go and like print
It's
it
like
out.
legit film.
That's crazy.
In
There
case
has
anybody
to
doesn't
be.
know what that is.
CVS, Walgreens, and Kroger.
Ah,
Oh,
there we
that's
go.
right. There
Okay.
we go.
Perfect. Yeah.
Good news.
So you can still do it.
We can still
Remember
do
you
it.
used to have like a 1 hour photo in town and you would go and like drop it off and come back in an hour.
You had to pay extra.
Yes. Yeah. I was paid extra.
It was like $30 to have it like same day.
Who, didn't you?
Pay extra?
Yeah.
I mean, I was poor. I was like 15.
Oh, I don't know. I think I always paid extra.
I
had ways
did.
of making money as a child.
Of
that,
course you did.
You know,
You were trouble.
I was a hustler.
You were. You were trouble. So now we don't really spend our nights like that, though. We're like,
No, God, of course not.
I mean, when we do go out, it's like to like a gala
Yeah, we get
or
dressed.
like nice dinners.
Yeah,
But otherwise, we're kind of like,
events. Lame.
I don't know.
Our
I'm
like
lame as
the
fuck. I
highlight
just
of our
wanna lay
life now,
around.
like when we'll drink like wine together on FaceTime, like after the kids go to
Let me
bed.
tell you something. I've been doing that since pre-COVID, way before COVID. And then like COVID comes in and shuts everything down. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, it looks like we have to FaceTime. I'm like, you kidding me? I've been doing this for years. Ask Sam. We've been doing it for years. I
love
bought her
FaceTime dates,
an iPad
FaceTime
for
wine
Christmas
dates.
one year because she needed a new one so that hers would stop dying when we were on FaceTime.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to like a good concert in a while. I like to go to concerts. We used to go to so many back in the day.
We did.
I haven't been. Did you ever go to any of the Insane Clown Posse concerts?
I have not.
Oh my god!
But you know what? If you played one of their songs right now, I bet you I could rap every fucking word.
I actually just ordered a T-shirt because I was like if we're gonna like start talking about like the past, I want to bring out some like old school stuff that was like fun times. And those concerts, as white trash hillbilly West Milford shit that was, like, it was so much fun. We had like a blast. And
what do they actually look like?
Them? Like the singers?
They always look like clowns.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Does anybody know what their actual face looks like?
I think now, like, I don't know.
I Googled.
They're still like a thing.
The Dropkick Murphys on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Just to see what they look like
They're
now.
so old.
They're
so
so old. I
know.
love it.
I know.
love it. I'm like, oh, you look like a good dad.
Like, it's true.
It's so sad.
I know.
Meanwhile, we saw them at Warped Tour and got like brought up on stage.
Oh my God, that was crazy. So we wanted front row. I'll never forget that. We wanted front row for Dropkick.
Yep.
And it was Randall's Island. There was like swarms of people behind us, and Rancid played before Dropkick. So we stood front row for Rancid the whole time against that thing. And I remember like leaving, and my rib cage was like bruised from
we were getting squished.
Because we were squished by like 5,000 people behind us.
Literally. One guy was gigantic with blue hair and smelled like a foot.
Oh, yeah.
It was so nasty.
He stunk, and he kept like putting his arms like up on us. I was like, ugh, I'm
like,
gonna die.
You couldn't reach the stage. And then finally.
And the pit, there was like a pit behind us, and everything was like so dry because it was hot in summertime, and they're doing like the spiral, remember, and all the like clouds of dust were coming up, and everybody's got their big like Dropkick flags. It was insane. You couldn't breathe because there were people everywhere.
Everybody stunk. It was just gross. It was so dirty.
Yes.
Like it was so.
And there's like the two of us. We're so little. We're just by ourselves. No one else was with us. It was just us.
Once
this
again,
is what we did.
No, no supervision. No. Just on our own.
Yeah.
We're not bringing the guys. We learned that lesson.
This was long before the guys too. I mean, you were probably dating yours at that time, but I was not dating mine. We were young.
Oh, yeah, I was still dating.
Yeah,
Tyson at the time.
I wasn't.
That's so funny.
I wasn't. I don't think I was dating Rob at this time. No, definitely not.
I don't know how old I
feel like we were in high
16,
school.
17.
Yeah, it was long before I started dating him.
That is so funny.
But we made it. We made it through all of Rancid, which was fucking awesome
and painful.
And then Dropkick came on, and we were front row for that. I think that's when we started getting like a little rowdy and pushing people off us, and could finally breathe and move.
Yeah.
And then
security was like, "You girls have earned this."
Yes, because and you have like remember like the moshers and the surfers are coming up over your head. You're getting like kicked in the face. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Good times.
Insane. But
this is what we did for fun.
Yes. I think about this stuff, and I'm like, I was so cool, and now I'm so lame. Like
now I'm like, I just want to like curl up on the couch in my comfy clothes with a bottle of wine and watch murder.
Right. Vanderpump.
A little trash TV. Love me some trash.
Right.
I've been watching Love is Blind, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, I haven't started that. Is it good?
It's all right. We'll get to it another day.
All right. Yeah, we'll have to talk about what we're watching at some point. So yeah. So then, if you remember, like Dropkick pulled us up on the stage.
Yeah.
And we were like,
they pointed us out. We're like those two.
And I think they remembered or realized that we had been standing there for 75 hours, and we're like bleeding on the inside from the gate and the crazy smelly punk rockers behind us.
Yep.
And they like brought us up, and
it was amazing. We
Irish
were on
jigging.
Stage. It was amazing.
So
for like the rest of their set, that was awesome.
I've gotten pulled up on stage with Dropkick a couple times. At that concert, I remember I saw them in London one time, and I got pulled up on stage.
They're probably like, we remember this hoe.
Imagine they were like, oh, we recognize you. Come here.
Look at this groupie. Get back up here. We remember you from our last show.
I love Dropkick. I still love them. I listened to them last weekend because it was like St. Patrick's Day. My kids are like, I know, I did shit. Turn it off.
I put it on.
Like, you shut up.
You can't like have St. Patrick's Day without Kiss Me, I'm Shit-Faced.
Right?
That's the way I see it.
I love
that.
That
was so fun though.
We did. Remember Tom Petty and Bob Dylan?
That was so fun until it wasn't. Okay? That's the best way I can put that. So we were watching Grandma's house. I don't know where Grandma and Grandpa were. They were probably like visiting like Israel or something. But they...
Sounds about right.
Right? Yeah, they would do those kinds of trips. Those like retreat trips.
Yeah, they would go with like their church. Yeah.
So we got to watch their house. I don't know whose idea that was. I don't even know if they knew we were watching their house. I was just along for the ride. But
did we empty their liquor cabinet before we went wherever we went? Because that was something I used to do all the time.
And we bought some weed because we got some tickets to go see Tom Petty and Bob Dylan. And we're like, we're gonna roll 2 joints, and we're gonna smoke one for this song and one for this
Mary
song.
Jane. Wait, I can probably remember. Mary Jane was one of them, and then what was the other one? Maybe it was like Free Fallin' or something like that.
I don't know.
But we had
American Girl.
Oh, maybe it was those 2. Yeah, but we had like 2 songs planned that we were
Yes.
gonna smoke. I know one was definitely Mary Jane.
Absolutely.
Obviously. I mean, it just makes sense.
So we were like all excited. We go there, which I was shocked. You didn't know how to roll a joint. I was shocked. You're like, I don't know how to roll a joint. You always smoke bowls. You always smoke bowls.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just easier.
So I rolled us joints to the best of my ability, based off of what I witnessed my boyfriend do, who was definitely a burner at the time. Who knows if he still is, but whatever. But yeah, we rolled our 2 joints. We go to the concert, have a couple drinks. We're having a grand old time. Sure enough, Tom Petty's playing first, and that first song, like, I don't know if it was the first song. It was probably the second or third.
Yeah.
He plays one of the songs that we wanted to smoke the joint to. So we're like, yes, here we
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Now we're going to smoke our joint. We're so excited. We're sitting in the lawn seats, having a grand old time.
Yep.
We smoke the joint to the face. Next song comes on, and it's the next song that we were supposed to smoke a joint to.
Yes. They played back to back.
Back to back.
Yes.
So we smoked the joints back to back. And halfway through the second joint, some guy comes up to us like, and
they were like sitting behind us.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, can I get a little bit of that? And we're like, yeah, sure. And he's like, just so you guys know, I'm a cop. We're like, wait, what? Are we in trouble?
He's like, no, it's cool.
Don't tell our
This
parents.
was before weed was legal and you were not supposed to be smoking pot.
Yeah.
So we were like trying to be all inconspicuous.
Yeah, I don't know if we really were. We were so fucking blitzed by the time
Oh
we were
my God.
done.
Yeah, we were like little tiny things smoking 2 joints back to back. I was baked.
All I know it was an epic concert. Tom Petty was incredible.
I know.
And then the next thing I know, I'm like not having a good time anymore. And it was because Bob Dylan started performing.
Oh, God.
I felt like my ears were bleeding, and he was playing all his new shit. Like, nobody came to hear that.
It was so bad. The man's like a living legend. And I just remember us like, this is such a cool experience to go and like see Bob
both of
Dylan. Yeah, with Tom Petty like together. And like you said, he was playing his new songs, and I just remember thinking, like, my ears are bleeding. Like, get me the fuck out of here. And we were like debating.
Looked at each other. Wait, I remember looking at you like literally like that dazed and confused type of face where it's like, and just being like, does this sound good to you? No, not really. It's like, should we go? I feel like we should stay here. Like, this is a legend. I don't really want to stay either. I'm like, let's go.
No.
We
And we
packed it
left.
in and we left. How we made it home.
I don't know. And
God
it
was
so
around
far
us
from
that
our
day.
house. Yes, thank God.
Lots of
God was
angels.
around us lots of times in our youth with the dumb
Absolutely.
shit that we did. We
Absolutely.
partied hard. We had fun though.
We did.
I'm kind of glad I did it too because it like made me a better adult. You know what I mean? Like I don't do dumb stuff like that.
No, we got it all out of
now.
our system.
Yeah.
The time we went out for Mark's 21st birthday,
We went to Scranton
we went to Scranton.
because he went to college up there.
Yes. And to us, it was like, at least to me, I don't know. We were from the middle of fucking nowhere. And when we were up there, I was like, do you guys have indoor plumbing here? I don't understand. And everybody's like, home
This
of
was
the
before
office.
The Office.
No, it was like home of the office. Everybody was like crazy
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, so we go and we stay at that sleazy ass hotel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
It was a motel.
We were poor.
We were poor, and I feel like we also relied on our college-aged brother to recommend a hotel. So he was like, "Stay here, it's fine." Thinking probably because it's
How bad can it
cheap.
be?
Oh my God! I think someone got murdered in the bathtub.
There was a cum stain on the light switch.
Ugh, it was so disgusting. I remember not even sleeping under the
No.
bed. Like I just kind of like laid on the top and was like,
I don't know where I ended up. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember sleeping.
ugh. It was
But we
so
went.
gross.
Who did we go and see? The comedian,
I don't
the
remember.
bald one, who's like ratchet.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, it was such a good show too. He was always ratchet. What's his face? He used to be friends with Opie and Anthony.
Oh, Jimmy
Norton.
Oh,
That's who we went to go and see. That was so fun.
I remember we went to one of the clubs that like all his college friends used to go to. I think it was Tinks, I think it was called, or something like that. And you were like, there was like a million people in that place. They had like cages, and we were all like dancing in the cages.
And you were allowed to still smoke cigs inside in PA at the time.
Remember how much worse your hangovers used to be when you could smoke and drink at the same time? I think about it now. I'm like, ugh, gross. You'd come home and like stink, and like you'd have that like hangover, like cigarette stench on your like whole everything.
I remember like waking up hungover and being like, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. And then I'd go and smoke a cig. I'd get like halfway through it and be like, I'm sweating. I have to put it out. It's like it was just like seeping through your pores. I can't even
imagine like smoking a cigarette and drinking right at the same time at this point in life. I would throw up. It would not be good for it.
It's definitely no bueno.
Oh my God.
No way, man. I'm like in bed by 10.
Yeah, no, I'll stick with my like tricky trays and my brunch events at this point, my
love
galas.
Brunch. Who doesn't love brunch?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I guess that's how you know you're old.
It was good times.
It was fun.
But I'm glad we're...
That place Tinks, man. I think about I can still see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And for some reason, all I think is taints. I don't know. That's what comes to my mind when I think about it. It was so grungy and dirty.
It was disgusting.
But that was fun.
Yeah, it was. I remember like the next morning we tried to go to Denny's and get like breakfast. And
it was like a Waffle House.
Half the people are still in the car like sleeping because they've been puking all night.
It was
not good. Not good. It was a good 21st birthday for Mark, I think. But
yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it too is like we were young and broke. Like,
your 21st birthday was exciting.
Oh, well, that's not nice. That was not exciting.
I'm glad you're still here after that, to be honest.
Thank you. You can't kill me.
No. Oh, we came close.
No, a few times. Never going to happen, though. My 21st birthday, from what I recall, I did 21 shots.
Yes.
Compliments of Jessica.
And my husband.
And her lovely husband.
And his friends.
Yes.
Yeah. It was Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. Because your birthday is Christmas, and so we couldn't go out on Christmas, so we went out Christmas Eve, and it was like midnight, so like that's how we convinced them that you were allowed to drink in there. At midnight you were going to be 21.
They wouldn't serve me until midnight. Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then at midnight we started just feeding you shots, and I remember you being like on the floor of the bathroom, like unconscious,
hugging
in the bar
toilet,
and
a public toilet. Okay, like, does anybody else understand? And if you knew this bar,
it was gross.
What was the name of that?
Oh, it was something like Dive in Ringwood or something.
It was in Ringwood.
I forget
the boys will know.
Yeah, it was gross.
Like Mikey will know. God, that place.
It was like in the strip mall across from the Grand
Union. I think about it still. We ended up in a van getting home. I don't even know where we got a van from. Did we arrive in a van?
No, Steve brought you home.
Yeah, but there was other
left.
You guys left?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, either way, I got brought home in a van. We had to pull over.
Cassie stayed awake with you all night because she thought you were going to die.
We had to pull over. This was 5 minutes away from our house, this fucking shithole bar. And I remember it was like one of those vans that like the door slides, like you have to like pull it. And I was like, just puking out the side of a van. The next thing I know, I woke up in the middle of the night. Like, I mean, I guess it was the middle of the night, just sweating bullets. Cassie's giving me water. I'm like rolling over to puke. And then the next thing I know is Dad's like, are you going to wake up? It's Christmas. Come open presents. And I'm like, I can't even move. I don't think you understand. I'm going to die.
You were still drunk, I think, for like the whole half of Christmas.
Well, he got me a breathalyzer test for my 21st birthday.
Yes.
And the next morning I blew like a .12 or some shit. I was that shit-faced still. And Mom was giving me hell about not coming over by her right away and like coming to, because with being from divorced parents, you have to go from this person's house to this person's house to this person's house to this person's house. I remember making it over by her by like 5 o'clock, and that was a miracle.
Yeah.
It was a miracle. I puked all day long.
Oh my
You're
God.
a terrible person.
Sorry.
For doing that.
It's a memorable 21st birthday.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more memorable than...
And you lived it out, so...
Being on...
You're welcome.
The floor of a public bathroom.
Listen, I'm sure it
hugging
wasn't
a public
last
toilet
time that happened.
Yeah, it was definitely the one and only time I ever hugged a public toilet. Are you serious?
No. Oh, I've been there many a
I
times.
gotta find the name of that place. That was so fucked up.
I know. It was a good time.
That
It's
was
not
fun.
whatever it was anymore. It's like, I don't even think it's there anymore. It's gone.
Old Forge.
That's exactly what it was.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
Who knew that was in there?
I don't know. It's
That's
funny how
impressive.
stuff just comes out,
Yeah, I
right?
know. It's amazing. I can remember something like that, but who would've thought? Old Forge.
Yes. The hype button. The hype button. All right. So let's wrap this shit up.
All right. So yeah, guys, follow us on all social media. Thanks for tuning in to this new episode. We have a lot more to share. We haven't even gotten into our cousins yet. We have lots to say about our cousins.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Lots of really good stories about all them. But either way, anyway, anything you want to add?
No, follow us on social. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you on the next
Got a lot more
episode.
stuff for you guys coming. Yeah. Get ready for the next episode.
Episode. Hold up. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.